Good afternoon. My name is Adil Pirmohamed, and I work in the Economic Development Unit for Neath Port Talbot Council. I'm going to keep it brief, but I'm going to give a snapshot and an overview of some of the actual direct funding that the businesses can access. We can see the elements. The first four elements are what I'm going to cover is financial support and specialist support. Some of the activity we're actually delivering around some of the forums, which link to some of the things that Nicola mentioned. And that's looking at supply chain and development opportunities for businesses around floating offshore wind and other things. And then just to mention some of the feasibility stuff that we're also looking to progress with and are progressing with. And again, this is about looking at opportunities for businesses and the supply chains within the area. I will also touch on some of the other projects. We know what comes as power stations. I would encourage everyone here that's attending to actually go through to all the stands and make the connections and the links. So there's some fantastic programs and a lot of effort that's actually going in to bring these programs together, and they're delivering some fantastic benefits to the area. One thing to also mention as well, so as the Economic Development Unit, we've been actually delivering a number of events, awareness raising sessions called Let's Talk. So they are actually promoted in and around social media and so on, but they are actually in different venues all across the county borough. I believe one was yesterday, my colleague confirmed that was in Britain Ferry. So these we're finding to be very useful. They're accessible to the businesses and they're across the county borough in all different locations. So ask at the table where our economic development team is, but if you see these events, come forward and engage with them. So the focus for the support of the economic development team, we were looking to shape what we can do and deliver in consultation with the businesses in relation to the Shared Prosperity Fund. And some of the things that came through was obviously the economic climate of uncertainty. Obviously, that's come to the fore now with some of the statements of Tata. Pandemic, we had the issues of businesses facing ongoing issues with the supply chain disruptions and increased material costs. Difficulties around recruitment and skills. Obviously, you as businesses will be well aware of that. And obviously, more so, the rising fuel and energy costs as well. So I just want to put some context in some of the things that we tried to shape together. One of the things as a team, what we did look to do was try and provide some of the projects that we're looking to develop, which we're now delivering, to be as flexible as possible to try and help the businesses, so try and meet your needs rather than having a preset. And obviously there are new economic challenges that would come forward, and one caveat I would sort of say is that we're delivering within defined and limited resources. So we're trying to bring things together to support businesses going forward, but it is within a defined period of the resources we have. Just to set in context, some of the partners that we are working with. So you can see obviously Welsh Government, Swansea University, again, they have stands there as well, make sure you engage with them. Especially from the manufacturing side, electric arc furnaces and so on, there's lots of programs of delivery there. We've got Trinity St David's, I'll mention some of the work that we're looking to do with them. We've got Pick Innovation, obviously the college, Town Square are one of the providers as well, and obviously an integral part of this is the Swansea Bay City Deal project, which supporting innovation, low carbon growth has been mentioned, so I won't go any further than that. The key focus for us as an economic development team is obviously looking at growth and diversification of a business, so new markets, new customers for businesses, and that links to some of the opportunities that Nicola has actually mentioned as well, and I'll come on to that. Making investments in new technology. So again, some of the funding that I'll mention will enable you to do that. We want to help build capacity and capability of existing businesses. So the more we can encourage to do that, the more you businesses actually invest and develop with our support, will strengthen the economic base for the area. And obviously, one element is to attract and support inward investment. That's obviously a key element where applicable. So it's a balance between supporting our existing businesses and attracting investment into the area. The focus is to encourage productivity and connectedness across the economy, obviously, and look at innovation. Again, that's linked to some of the partners and the work that we're doing, which is Trinity, Swansea University, as well as Pick Innovation. So that'll come in the following slides. So this is the financial support that we are delivering. This is the funds that we've secured from the Shared Prosperity Fund. So this is from the UK government. The funding is available for startups and existing businesses. The grant pot, as you can see, is from 500,000 to 50,000 pounds, and this is a grant. Just to say, you can't make any commitment to start any projects prior to making any applications. We have a two-step process, so that funding is available for all existing businesses and startups within the Neath Port Talbot area. The parameters of the program, it can support capital and revenue. So plant and equipment, tooling, measuring. From a startup perspective, it can actually help with marketing costs as well. It's across all sectors, and it's also open to social enterprises as well. So, and existing businesses and any businesses coming into the region as well. The grant element has a requirement of creating or safeguarding jobs. Those are the parameters that we are working with the shared prosperity fund. It's been very successful. We've had an update today in terms of what we've delivered so far. But with regards to the funding in relation to that, I actually my colleague Sarah there, Julie is here, I believe Claire is around somewhere, and I believe Steve as well. So we're manning the table there, on to myself. Any questions and queries, come forward. This is something new that we've launched recently, and it's available now, and it's the Green Renewable Fund. So given some of the context I put in terms of some of the energy costs and some of the issues that have been coming up with businesses, also in terms of tying up, looking at reducing the carbon footprint of businesses and helping on that carbon journey and reduction of carbon footprint. So this fund is now available. It's to support businesses investing in new technologies, whether it be solar, whether it be battery, whether it be heat pumps and so on. So that's available to you now. It's to have obviously a positive impact on the cost, the operational cost obviously of the business and the carbon footprint. As I said, the focus is to reduce the carbon footprint, and the grant is available up to 50% or a maximum cap of £25,000. So that is open and available now to businesses. Again, if any of you are interested, come to the stand, speak to myself or members of the team. That is available, and we're going to progress that. As I said, if there are any queries or questions, come forward. Not only just the economic development team, but speak to all the exhibitors here, because you'll find different sort of things and ideas will come to the fore when you're actually speaking to them. The digital elements that we're looking at with Trinity as well. I know Switch On Skills from Swan University. You've got a good opportunity here to actually get access to all of these in one room. So make the most of it while everyone's here. Just to give a bit of an outline, apart from the financial funding that we have, we've also created some specialist support that businesses can tap into. The next one. So the specialist support that's just to give a different sort of idea. So it's very flexible. So, one example is to help identify businesses' strengths, weaknesses, and look at opportunities and developments. It's very flexible. We have two tiers of specialist support. General consultancy support, which can help with things like SEO, marketing. It can help with one of the companies that's come forward about looking at a distribution strategy for a product innovation that they've devised. It's very, very flexible. It's not a preset, so that funding support is fully funded by the council. And if you're an existing business within the Neath Port Talbot area, you can access that support. Similarly, we've got an additional innovation and manufacturing support that, again, fully funded by the council. The first element is delivered by an organisation we're working with, which is Town Square. Innovation and manufacturing consultancy support is delivered by BIC Innovation. I believe they've got a stand here as well today. This is just an example. So it could be identifying barriers for innovation and growth, or to develop a plan, or to looking at taking products to market, or could be an opportunity for businesses to divert and to look at new markets and new opportunities. So this support in terms of consultancy is 100% funded by the council, and you can access that as a business as well. So as I said, come and speak to us. The BIC Innovation team is there as well. The Smart Manufacturing Review, again, we partnered with Trinity St David's with that. So that's looking at opportunities to adopt various digital technologies or whatever technologies that they identify to help productivity and efficiency gains within your manufacturing sector or your processes. And again, that's a fully funded service that we as a council are funding under by the shared prosperity funds. There's an additional program that we're also funding with Trinity that will also look at taking that further forward as well. So again, if there's any elements of support questions that you've got, come and speak to us. Trinity here as well. So we've tried to keep these very flexible to be able to help the businesses in the different needs that you may have. We've also got a digital audit that can be undertaken as well. Again, that's fully funded by us as a council. Energy audit is of a similar element where someone can come in and review your processes. It's not just a building approach. So the energy audits are more focused on the building, the people, behaviours and the processes of the business as well. And that's to undertake an audit to look at your overall processes and to come up with recommendations. Again, that's a fully funded service that we are delivering. Just want to cite some additional opportunities of funding. The valleys and the valleys funding is not on there, by the way, so just to be aware of that. But obviously we've got the Heritage Funds. We've got the UK Innovate Launchpad Net Zero Fund as well. Again, colleagues are here. I know with Brett, you can speak to Brett on that as well. So, I mean, these are very innovative funds and opportunities for businesses within Neath Talbot to look at this and take advantage of that. So we've actually secured this Launchpad funding from UK Innovate. And homes as power stations, again, I would encourage all your businesses to go and speak to. I can see Alex there, I can see Una there. This is what a key driving program really for the region. So looking at opportunities for supply chain development in relation to the housing side of things. And again, as I said, take the opportunity to have those discussions with the homes as power stations team there. It's a key critical project. We believe that's going to deliver maximum and major benefits actually, not only for the carbon footprint for homes, but in terms of trying to secure supply chain and opportunity. So as businesses, you know, have those conversations and explore what can be brought forward. One part of the activity that we are also using some of the funding that we secured from the Shared Prosperity Fund as well, is the forum activity. So we done some previous work under the CRF Community Renewal Fund project. So that was actually bringing together sort of a quorum of businesses for the MPT area. Become very successful. Businesses were feeding back saying that you wanted more of this. So we've developed sub-gigs this time. So we have a Neath Talbot Manufacturing Forum. I think some of the manufacturing forum companies may be here attending today. Sorry. But I wanted to expand a little bit on that. So Nicola mentioned some of the opportunities that we are looking at. So this is in relation to floating offshore wind. So initially, the primary focus for the manufacturing forum is to be looking at primary opportunities for supply chain for manufacturing businesses from MPT. We've delivered a series of events. So we've had key major developers that are bidding in for the floating offshore wind license for the Celtic Sea. So they've come to mess with the manufacturing forum. The manufacturing forum comprises of predominantly MPT businesses, but we've taken a wider strategic approach and also have businesses from Pembroke and from Swansea and neighbouring authorities. One of the key things that's coming across for the opportunity of the supply chain to be successful for not only Neath Talbot, but is collaboration. So this is a key message that's coming across from developers. So whilst we have manufacturing businesses that may be historically competing, we are trying to encourage the element of partnership and collaboration, and that's going to be a key element for any successful supply chain opportunity to come through. And we are talking huge potential opportunities in terms of value. So whilst we've delivered a number of manufacturing forum meetings, we've also had feedback that the wind farm developers are really finding it very insightful to understand what you, as in the manufacturing businesses, some of you may be manufacturing businesses in the audience, are actually saying in terms of some of the challenges and the issues that you are facing. So it's given real insight to them and vice versa to the businesses as well. So we're continuing with that. We've got more developers that have now come forward, and we've got a series of program meetings that are going to go ahead. We've also done wider Meet the Buyer events. I think I can see Claire, my colleague, at the back there. So there's been wider Meet the Buyer events or informing and awareness raising events done. So this also links to some of the elements with ABP. So I know we've got some activity planned with them going forward. And some of the larger onshore developments, I believe that was with EDF, which is a 100 megawatt development. So again, this is looking at supply chain opportunities for all the businesses. not purely in terms of the manufacturing and the steel side, which the NPT Forum, Manufacturing Forum, is focusing on. We're also looking at the RDI, Research and Development and Innovation Forum, and again, there's a thread there that in terms of what Nicholas mentioned and what Phil has mentioned. So we have one of our Swansea-based City Deal projects funded, which is the Bay Technology Centre. It has office and labs. We have academic assets such as Trinity and Swansea University. We have spin-ups that we help secure to come and base into the Bay Technology Centre. Some of those innovation spin-ups have actually started up with one artificial office and lab, and then they've moved out and gone into manufacturing, and then they've created jobs. So there's a bit of a thread that's working through in terms of the program delivery we're doing. The forum is to actually bring some of these R&D innovation companies, not just spin-outs, but companies like local firms as well. It's about lessons learned, lessons shared, and see how what else can be actually devised and pulled together. We're hoping to bring more interaction with the UK Innovate team, but we've had feedback from the research and development focused companies in the area, and these again across a number of sectors, and they say that this is going to be something very, very useful. Given in the context of, if you look at UK government funding or UKI funding, whereas Wales as a whole is fairly low in the league, so hopefully these sort of elements will help companies to co-share lessons learned and to make joint bids. We've had some successes which will be announced in the next coming weeks in terms of some of the stuff that we're doing, so hopefully that'll come forward. And more recently, we're also looking at developing a hydrogen forum. And again, that goes back to the opportunities that Nicholas mentioned in terms of some of the supply chain opportunities coming forward. There are a number of developments that are going to come forward and are looking at making major investments. Now, it's about scoping the development of that opportunity, but also seeing where the opportunities are for local supply chains. And one of the project activities that we are looking at as well is also linked to Lanzatech, and I'll come forward to that. So this is some of the other work that we are progressing, just to give you a bit of an insight. So the partners are here delivering this. So floating offshore wind is a key element, as an opportunity. So we've already started some work on that, looking at some capability assessment of our manufacturing base. That's to identify the current companies, what they can do now, what potential capacity they may have to come forward. Floating offshore wind does represent a key opportunity for us. So given the impacts and the announcements with Charter, those are the opportunities that are in the medium term that companies can look. In addition to that, that enables us to build a profile, a very, very strong profile for Neath Port Talbot, which we can then present to developers to say, this is the strength base. This is the capacity at the moment. This is the developed capacity that's going to come forward. So its main opportunity is to also lever knowledge and insight from the developers and to bring it forward there. We're doing some work on supply chain elements as well with regard to Flow and Lanzatech. If you've got any other elements coming forward, then let me know. I'm being pushed here as well, so I'm just going to wrap up. Contact details for any of the elements, if you've got any projects coming forward. For the economic development team is business@npt.gov.uk. I would encourage any businesses to attend the awareness raising sessions with Let's Go that we're actually delivering there. Thank you.